Hola amigos moteros! Greetings from sunny Spain. As always, Explosive Mike here, and we have a fantastic day ahead. Because just 2 days ago, I didn't know I'd be here. But I am now testing the new Streetfighter V2. Make yourselves comfortable, and let's go. It's not a secret that the Streetfighter V2 is based on what? That's right, Panigale V2. What did they do? They used awesome super motorcycle chassis, they took super quadro engine, made a few tweaks in it, and here we have this amazing naked motorcycle. The engine is 955cc, 2 cylinders, as it says in the name, V2. It gives 153 horsepower. It's out of this world. I think it's the most powerful motorcycle in its class, and 101 Newton meter of torque is pure madness. When I saw it at the presentation, it blew my mind, but it was blown even more when I took a ride on this motorcycle. As for suspension, at the front we have a fork made by Showa. It's fully adjustable, 43 millimeters. From the rear there's a mono shock absorber made by Sachs. Also, it's fully adjustable. It's all pretty good. Streetfighter V2 doesn't have an S version. I don't know if there will be one, but honestly, I took a ride on this version and I was satisfied. Brakes from Brembo, 320 millimeter discs at the front, M4 calipers. The rear disc is, I think, 245 millimeters. It's also pretty good and cool. Besides that, it's got very nice electronics. I'd say it's a full package. Ducati dynamic traction control, wheelie control, cornering ABS with a new sliding feature. On the second gear, just hit the rear brake and slightly tilt the motorcycle. And it just slides by itself, no need to do anything. That's what also blew my mind. Besides, they enlarged its swing arm, now it's 16 millimeters longer compared to Panigale V2. Of course, they changed the motorcycle settings. Now such torque applies to the whole range. It's bigger compared to Panigale V2, the sport motorcycle, obviously at the cost of slightly less horsepower. They recalibrated the engine for urban driving. The seat is now larger, flatter, wider. It's really comfy to sit in it. As for the passenger, I can't say the same for him or her, because not only does it have a monocoque frame like on the Panigale V2, but the subframe itself is slightly changed. Now its tail is going up like on custom Street Fighters. You can also install an exhaust plug. I think if you buy such a motorcycle, you better install the exhaust plug right away and just ride solo. And of course, the handlebars are higher compared to a Panigale V2. Plus, in order to have nice and awesome ergonomics, the footrests were moved lower and a bit to the front, so your foot angle won't be so aggressive. I can even demonstrate for you. It looks like this. The posture is slightly aggressive, but very comfy. Of course, we also have a steering damper made by Sachs. The color is identical to the older Streetfighter V4 model. Even their faces are very similar. And if we talk about the looks, just look at this. Isn't it sexy? Of course it is. It's real bike porn. A mono swing arm, an awesome wheel, these shapes, a fuel tank, these curves. I mean, the designers did a great job, and it's wrong to say that the design of Streetfighter V2 is a copy of Streetfighter V4 design. It has its unique look. By the way, there are no winglets in its stock version, but if you want to, of course, you can buy them for extra money. The plastic ones, or even carbon ones, if you're flowing with cash. Whoa! Holy shit, it's fast! What can I say, guys? My right arm is already toast! This racetrack is more for pro racers, but damn, the way it drives at high revs, it's crazy! For now, my impressions are extremely positive, but it's a racetrack test. Will that be enough to ride in the city? That's the main question. By the way, it drives 153 horsepower. Woo! Only my first session, and Fighter already amazed me. Very easy to switch gears, holy crap! It's so stable that I think I'm riding a sport motorcycle. Turning was a piece of cake. Fuck, I'm sliding. I'm actually sliding now. It's turning instead of me. God damn. Fucking hell, I fell down on this turn. The asphalt isn't perfectly flat. Holy fuck, the angle! I'm riding on my knee. It's blown away! You know, I really like the way it goes on the track. It's the most awesome naked motorcycle I've ever ridden on the track. Well, I didn't ride Streetfighter V4, but this one is perfect. Jesus Christ, is this real? I don't know how to slide at all. But I just slightly tilt it, hit the brakes, and electronics do the rest of the job. Aside from 3 driving modes, there's also manual engine adjustment. So even a novice biker can take a look, adjust the engine so it won't be too wild, and ride this motorcycle without any problems. It's quite funny to look at someone riding Streetfighter V2, because it really looks like V4. If you sit on it, of course you'd think it's narrower, but still, it looked just as awesome and fearsome. It's hard to talk about emotions while just standing near the motorcycle, so let's take a ride on it and I'll tell you all about it. So let's start our road test. The feeling is actually great for now because I'm going at a low speed, and I don't feel any difficulty with driving. At low speeds, it feels amazing. The ergonomics are superb. It's very comfy to sit, you don't strain yourself at all. It's comfy to steer. The motorcycle is incredibly stable at low speeds like now, as well as top speeds, and under high strains like on racetracks. The brakes work great, obviously, because it's Ducati. But somewhere on the 7th lap, I was using brakes very aggressively. On one of these sessions, the brakes started to fall down a bit. Not that much, but I had to pull back the lever. But it's okay, plus I was getting used to the racetrack on first laps. Was making some mistakes, braking aggressively, then I got to know it, started to freewheel, and it was just fine. It's comfy to sit. I even aggressively lean my torso forward, but at the same time I don't stumble upon my arms, even at low speeds. And if you can see the girl in front of me, her posture is quite nice. Not like on Yamaha MT-10. I don't like MT-10 posture at all. It's not aggressive at all, it's... I don't know. You look like a noob on MT-10. Unlike Fighter, you look great on both the V4 and V2 versions, and when you sit on a V2 it feels narrower than on a V4. You'll think you are on top of a toy motorcycle, actually. But when you start accelerating on it, you'll realize that it's not a goddamn toy at all. Stock exhaust sound is not bad. I feel that stock V2 sounds better than stock V4. Just like on V4, you can install an exhaust made by Akrapovic, which will add a few horsepower and a bit of torque. It'll have 104.5 Newton meters and 156 to 157 horsepower. Plus, reduced weight by 7 kilograms if you install Akrapovic factory exhaust. The stock weight is 200 kilograms, 193 kilograms with Akrapovic, and that's curb weight. The dry weight is 178 kilograms, 171 kilograms with this exhaust. By the way, we're going slowly, no rush. Today's air temperature is 21 degrees, and I already feel my butt being gradually fried. For some reason, my left leg is being fried faster. Don't know why. Maybe because of the second cylinder, it's displaced a bit to the left, or maybe the wind is blowing from the right into my left leg, so the heat is real. I wonder how it'd feel like in the city, because the rear cylinder on the V4 turns off, and you're more or less okay with it. But what about this guy? Suspension can be calibrated manually, so all adjustments are present, and we were given different motorcycles with different settings. So on the racetrack, the mechanics adjusted suspension for the racetrack. Now we're going on stock suspension settings. So on the racetrack, I was fully satisfied with suspension. You can go calmly, with freewheel, even aggressively. The suspension endures it all. And in the city, I noticed that this motorcycle is incredibly stable. Well, not really in the city. On hairpin turns, it's very stable. It doesn't weave, doesn't sway. But there can be bumps, and when you hit them, I can't say that suspension is very rough and discomfortable. Plus, maybe the seat plays its role here. I mean, driving on not that good asphalt won't be a problem for you. And it's important because I thought that this motorcycle would be more sport-like. So in terms of ergonomics and comfort, it's all great. Everything. Posture, softness, suspension, seat. No downsides in any of it. Perfecto, muchas gracias. Oh, now I dropped the lever with my left thigh is fried. I'm now wearing regular jeans, but I think you'll be fried in moto jeans as well. I'm sitting up high. The seat height is 845 millimeters. I think it's optimal value for people of my height. I'm 6 feet 2 inches tall myself, as well as for the short. As for people taller than 6 feet 7 inches, I honestly don't know. They gotta try it on. But the motorcycle is relatively small. Lots of people don't like small, thin motorcycles, and that's the case right here. You may even think that you're sitting on some 300cc model, but with a powerful engine, sort of turbo stool. But I think I shouldn't call this motorcycle a stool. Damn, it's good at everything, seriously. The only thing is, it doesn't have a wow effect when you keep full throttle, but again, maybe it's because I'm going on road mode. Although, after Streetfighter V4, there's no feeling of fear. So this motorcycle doesn't scare you, unlike the V4 where you can shit bricks. On the third gear, 150 to 160 kilometers an hour, you hit the gas and the motorcycle stands on its rear wheel. Of course, Fighter V2 can't do stuff like this. It's more loyal to you, I guess. I mean, it doesn't scare you, but also lets you ride everywhere, both on the track and in the city alike. And that's great. There, I keep full throttle on road mode. It speeds up very smoothly. Here we have a hairpin turn where the motorcycle shows its true, fully awesome colors. I mean, you don't need to hold the gas handle for too long on the straight line. Of course, seeing this, some of you may be disappointed with V2 version after Fighter V4. But as soon as you start going on hairpin turns, you'll just groove on this motorcycle because everything is great about it. By the way, the touchscreen is the same as in the Fighter V4, absolutely identical. The graphics is the same. They made these two motorcycles quite similar. There's also a funny feeling, just like it was on Fighter 848. You don't see your motorcycle at all, only the road ahead of you. Most people think it's unconventional, unusual, weird, but for me, it's just perfect. You get some kind of floating feeling, you know? But also the feeling that you're holding something compact, but incredibly powerful, that is ready to kick some ass. You can also stand on the footrests. It's funny, I can see its face if I stand up. There's no cruise control and a minimal number of buttons. hazard lights, day running lights, menu buttons to adjust all systems, and that's it. In the city, it's a walking cannon. It really is. If I bought this motorcycle, I wouldn't really care about not having cruise control. Whether to buy it or not, it depends on your driving style. And also on your wallet size, because in its class, although Streetfighter is the most powerful, it's not the cheapest vehicle. What a great day, I'm grooving, guys. Just grooving. Look there, it's beautiful. Now look here, also beautiful.
Try
to put your arms here.
arms here. No?
Hard, no, you see?
It's too hard, yeah.
Than a woman. But it's very hard, it's very high, and this is also extreme. So everything is not a good place.
Yeah, you see, the seat place for a passenger is very bad. They changed the subframe, its tail is up high, it's too much, yeah. Street Fighter style here. Looks nice, but you can't take anyone with you. Even less comfy than on a sport motorcycle. Same goes for Street Fighter V4. So I turned on sport mode. Whoa, 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 hey, I can feel the difference. Now it sharply responds to gas presses, of course, it's to be expected, but I didn't think it was that much. Yeah. Now it drives completely different. Great. Yeah, there's more torque at low RPM. It's more twitchy now. Whoa, now it's really throttling hard. Here it is, modern 2022 electronics. Even my arms are twitching. First 3 gears are pure hardcore. I really want to try this engine on full exhaust mode. I only got to know it at the end of the day. Should have put the sport mode on right away. Even traction mode is working. Yeah, if you like this kind of ripped driving, this motorcycle can do it. Yeah! As you can probably see the difference between sport and road modes, it's pretty obvious. It's insane. 4th gear. Woo! Nice mode, I'm grooving. Just listen how it shoots. And that's only stock exhaust. I wonder what will happen on full exhaust mode. If you don't have an insane amount of money for a Street Fighter V4, then, of course, just buy a Street Fighter V2. It's better to have a V2 in your garage than longing for a V4 that you can't afford. I can say that this motorcycle was enough for me in all kinds of situations. Just all of them. On a straight line when I went up to 250 kilometers an hour on the track, on the standard turns, hairpin turns, whether accelerating or braking, it was all great. I tried to find even a single downside in it, but it's so hard to do. Even if I was a Ducati hater, I don't know what I would come up with. The only thing that bothered me was when my left thigh was being fried. When we went slower, entered the city, and my butt was fried a little bit. But I can't say that it was unbearable, although it was 21 degrees. Maybe when it goes up to 30 it might be unpleasant, but I'm ready to endure it. Thank you for watching this video. You were watching Explosive Mike, as always, classic test rides, classic Hayos. Subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss the new videos. Hit the like button, leave comments. I love you guys, and I hope that so do you. And as always, ciao ragazzi, ciao.
Ciao.